The young Arthur Streeton was, like many of his contemporaries, something of a romantic. His obsession with a heart-filled young woman called Florrie Walker, the daughter of a wealthy landowner, will always be something of a mystery in Australian art. A declaration of love by a struggling artist to the then 16-year-old Florrie in the late 19th century would have been considered inappropriate, and so we can only speculate as to whether Streeton's obsession was ever openly declared to her, or, as many letters to friends like Tom Roberts hint, was always only a secret longing. When Streeton painted Spring in 1889, he secreted a scratched message under the layers of paint, which was discovered by conservator Marco Cox from the National Gallery of Victoria. The message said, quote, "Florrie is my sweetheart," and in another place on the painting he'd written the name Florrie and his own name Smike next to it. His habit of making declarations of love which would never be seen gives credence to the discovery of this letter, found in a bottle amongst boxes of letters and artefacts in a house in Heidelberg. It reads, "Dear Florrie, I have admired you for many years from afar, and now have come to love you truly and in the sweetest and tenderest way. You may never know my true feelings, as I feel sure they would not be returned. I entrust this most sincere sentiment to the seas and the winds forever. Smike Streeton." The other amazing discovery in the underpainting of this picture, Spring, was a naked woman with flowing hair. Did the real Florrie pose, or was this Streeton's erotic imagination at play? In a letter to Bulldog Tom Roberts in 1892, Streeton wrote, quote, "Forgotten but the warmth of a downy cheek and the weight of rich tresses tumbling and curling about my neck." Before he died, Streeton burnt many of his personal letters, and Florrie gave much of her personal correspondence away. In another letter to Roberts in 1890, he says, quote, "Bless her wherever she is," and he follows with, "This, of course, is awfully confidential, Bulldog."